But before we continue, Georgi, to that, there was one thing that you mentioned earlier when we were talking off camera, and I think it would be very interesting for the viewers to know as well. So we're talking about the Middle Eastern Riviera, Gaza, very small strip of land on the Mediterranean Sea, of course, beautiful. Um, and there is a project called the Ben Gurion Canal, and you are very familiar with that. So tell us about that and tell us about the importance of this project. How long has it, whatever history you can share about that, that would be great. Because to me, this is something not very well known. And it seems like you have a very deep knowledge in this.
Yeah. Well, when I heard the new Mediterranean Riviera, this project just popped up in my mind because this is an old project. It's construction of the Ben Gurion Canal that has to cross Israel from the side of Gulf of Aqaba towards the Mediterranean Sea, and it should be constructed in the close vicinity to Gaza Strip, or then another option is to cross the Gaza Strip.
Mhm.
So, and the project, first of all, has to be serve as a barrier for invasion, or like a defense line on one hand, and on the other hand is the area of the future development of Israel. I mean, new settlements, new cities, new investments, etc., etc., as well as to serve the alternative to Suez Canal that was built more than 100 years ago. So it's a costly project, as you can imagine, but this is a vital project for further development of Israel and for the whole area around it, not only for Israel but also for the neighboring countries. So it popped my mind, but if the problem of Gaza in why one way or the other will be actually resolved in a peaceful way, that project may be facilitate further development of the whole, Middle East region, because it will provide a modern, maritime connection between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean, with the new infrastructure, with the new possibilities, uh, and that have a very positive impact on the global trade as well. And that will create an opportunity for Israel to become a logistical hub, not only for the region, but globally.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's what my thought is, that this project might be a driving force, or vice versa, to what we're hearing from Mr. Trump and from Mr. Netanyahu right now.
that's very interesting. So it's also weakening, I guess. Well, first of all, at what stage of the implementation are we at? Do you have any?
It's
Is
not been
this
implemented. It's just the plans, but these plans are not very new, and plans need to have a peace environment, because the security for construction of, or this sort of investment of this scale, needs security in the whole area, security
Mm,
and peace. So if the peace can be achieved through the late initiatives that we just heard on this press conference of Mr. Netanyahu and Trump, that might be the precondition to actually heavily invest in this project. And if we are theoretically now thinking that US will be present in Gaza, it presumes that because of the situation we have right now there will be a kind of US military contingent, possibly maybe a Navy
mm,
base, that can be used as a protector of the you know, canal
Mhm.
in the future.
Yes, and as I recall, in back in 2021, during the Abraham Accords discussions, the canal was also sort of referenced to a few times publicly as well. So that's obviously a strategic project for Israel, and the U.S. is. I have not heard what the official position is at this point, but I'm sure we will have some references to it in U.S. media and maybe even some official statements as well. Because it's if it seems to me like if the U.S. is having a sort of more comprehensive, more all-encompassing policy towards Iran, this canal looks like it basically will weaken Iran's maybe hold or Iran's positioning in the Red Sea. Do I
Not
understand?
only, I mean, you touched upon a very important issue that was also part of the press conference, by the way, because if you remember, President Trump also referred to Houthis
Yes.
and you know, their efforts to close the entrance into the Red Sea as a major maritime
Mhm.
route for trade route.
Yeah.
And he said the United States administration is going to act against Houthis as a terrorists.
Yeah.
So that also feed into the idea of having a peaceful maritime connection between the Indian Ocean and Mediterranean.
Hmm. Yes. Yes, he did refer that to the disruption of international trade. Yes. So very interesting. So lots of things to watch out for. It's only been what, 2 weeks